is a derby the whole Europe wants to see. It's wild.
The derby of the eternal enemies.
I never seen in my life that kind of passion.
This place is rocking.
The intensity, the volume, the heart rate, this is what you dream of.
Panathinaikos, EuroLeague champion.
When your biggest rival wins it, you want to show them that you can win it too.
Yeah, it'll be crazy, but we have to be locked in. I'm sure we'll be ready.
What's up, everybody, and welcome live from Athens, or should I say, Kalispera Kalos Irtate from sold out OAKA. This is the place to be for you tonight if you're a basketball fan, and this is the first ever Turkish Airlines EuroLeague Rivalry Series pre-game show, and we're so happy to have you with us. And this is such a special matchup because it's basically the clash of the eternal enemies. Panathinaikos against Olympiacos, and it's definitely one of the most prestigious, exciting, and most passionate matchup and derbies of EuroLeague, or even in all of Europe. And we're excited not only for you to be there on the other side of the screen, but also to be here for you. My name is Lisa Kamushkat, and I have the great honor to be guiding you through the show tonight. But as you can see, I am not by myself. I have the perfect setup and the perfect squad to bring this, atmosphere, all these stories, and unpack this rivalry for you. So let me get right to our guests here. Right next to me, this is live from LA, straight out of LA. Hopefully not too jet lagged, even though he did have a little nap in the dressing room earlier.
I got my espresso. I'm ready to go. Have my
Devin Williams.
Have my souvlaki. I'm ready to go today. I'm a little bit tired, but this crowd has been waking me up. I go all over the world searching for these environments, and I found a good one tonight, and I'm so excited to get to it.
Thank you so much. So please give it up for him in the chat as well, Devin Williams. And on the far left of the desk, my lovely co-colleague and reporter with Sport 24. And I like to call her the Greek fantasy football, obviously not fantasy basketball. Oh my God. Farik Vasiliki Kasamura, welcome to the desk, girl.
Hello, Lisa. Hello, Devin. I'm so glad to be here. I hope Giannis don't get jealous with still his nickname. Pretty big game. No better place to be this Friday night rather than OAKA, the newly renovated OAKA, where Panathinaikos will host Olympiacos. Pretty exciting stuff will follow. And thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in from all over Europe, and hopefully not only Europe. But let's get to the chase. What do you want?
Yeah, definitely excited. Let me just ask Devin one more question before we proceed, because we want to get to know you better, Devin. And in your Instagram, it says Kakashi, and that's actually very important for, you to be here tonight. So, what does it mean?
Kakashi, for those of you guys who know anime, he's an anime character from Naruto. He's great at copying things, so I'm good at copying a lot of things, and I'm hoping to copy or just expose this culture to the world so that we can start duplicating this all around the world. But it's going to be hard because this city, this country, they have so much culture here, and it's hard to replicate that. But as much as I can, I want to. But that's where the nickname comes from.
Very excited to learn more about it, where you come from, what you can bring to EuroLeague as well. And guys, we want to know though what we got up for you in store for the next 30 minutes. Let's look at our agenda. We definitely want to look at the history. We want to unpack this rivalry for you, all the emotions, all the stories, all the background that comes with it, and that's obviously a lot. We already heard it from Vasiliki. The history is very rich, as well as the heritage. But my guys, the fans obviously play a huge role. I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to hear each other throughout the next half hour, but we'll do our best. Big part of this matchup is the fans, but of course we're going to look at the most important names on the court, the most important and most exciting players at the moment, the matchups, the numbers, and guys, we want to, bring you as close as we can, so we're going to take you behind the scenes as well. Our lovely colleague and reporter, Dora Pantelli, is going to take you behind the scenes, maybe even into the locker room. Let's have a look at that. And obviously, we want to talk to you guys at home through the entire night, and we want to get in touch with you. So please get active in the comments, leave us feedback, ask us questions. We're happy to include them into our conversation here Use the hashtag Rivalry Series to be as close as possible so we can find your comments as well. And yeah, let's have a look at what this rivalry is all about.
Olympiacos Piraeus prevailed 6 in a row in the Greek derby in EuroLeague encounters.
It has to change. It has to change.
We don't expect the same situation. Panathinaikos is very strong. It's going to be decided from details. It's going to be a very physical game. This time around, we just have to show that we're pure dominant.
Okay.
This place is rocking.
I never see in my life that kind of passion for the game, for the team. They are part of the team. They are like in the locker room.
You have to experience it to understand what it means, the intensity, the volume and the heart rate. It's a blessing that I have a chance, to be a part of something like this.
Incredible images that we're definitely going to see here on the court in Oaxaca again tonight. But let's, dive right into unpacking this rivalry. Vasiliki, this is a really rich heritage between both of these teams, these two teams. 10 EuroLeague titles between them back in the days. But, of course, we want to know what the current situation is. Help us out here.
So I think both Greek clubs were at the talk of the town around Europe this summer with all the signings they made, all the money they're investing with players and signings, and they want to be at the top of the standings. They want to fight for titles. That's always that's a given for these two clubs, fans demanding titles. They are not happy with big performances, good performances. They want titles, they want wins. So the pressure is really on. These two clubs play each other at least 10 times per year, which is a lot. On 3 competitions, 3 to 4 different competitions. So, they know each other very well, but there's always room for surprises. So we can never know who's going to step up on these games because everybody wants to play well on a Greek derby. They know all eyes are on them. Around Europe, this is not by chance a rivalry series game, and we're not doing this pre-game show for the very first time on a chance here. There's a reason behind that. And it's a rich history, 7 European titles for Panathinaikos. The last one, it was just a few months ago. Olympiacos has 3 titles on their own, 3 consecutive appearances to a Final Four. They're trying to win it all this year. It's more than evident. So, should you want to talk about the signings they made this summer?
Let's move on to the summer signings, Vasiliki.
Yeah, so we start from the current champions, Panathinaikos, the reigning champions. They added 3 pieces to their roster with Lorenzo Brown, J.D. Osman, and Omer Yurtseven. So far, Lorenzo Brown is the one that has the most smooth transition, we'd say, because he has lots of EuroLeague experience. The other 2 guys were on the NBA for many years. J.D. Osman for 7 years, and Omer Yurtseven left Europe before even turning 18, so he didn't really have much of experience before. But down the road, they will all be needed. Panathinaikos broadened their roster, same as Olympiacos, who added, of course, the 2023 EuroLeague MVP Sasha Vezenkov after 1 year on the NBA. And then also Tyler Dorsey is back with the club. Luka Vildosa transferred from Panathinaikos to Olympiacos this summer. And last but not least, definitely not least, Ivan Fournier. He brought frenzy to Olympiacos fans during September when he signed with the club. Nobody really expected that. He was like the cherry at the top of the cake.
Yes.
So, yeah, lots of money, lots of good moves.
And Vasiliki, we are going to go with Ivan Fournier next. A very exciting signing from the Pistons.
Yeah. 12 years on the NBA, more than $150 in his bank account, but he wants to win. That's why he didn't stay on the NBA. He didn't want to play for a team that had no goals. He wanted to come here and compete for the ultimate goal, which is the EuroLeague trophy, of course. He has never played in EuroLeague before, even though he's a European guy. But he has lots of experience with the French national team, so that helps him a lot. And he's getting better and better day by day.
Let's have actually a closer look at Ivan Fournier right now.
My game day routine. I don't wake up. My kids wake me up actually. My kid would wake me up nearly around 8.
Hey, I'm going out of legend. When you hear my name, you gon' respect it, cause I did it every time that I said it. Boy, I'm going out of legend. I've been working 24.
Let me get a cameo. Hold on. Happy birthday! Oh, yeah! Americans trying to be cool on camera.
For 6 weeks. It's been great. Smooth transition.
Fournier, the shot. Fournier makes it rain.
Yeah, it was incredible. I wasn't expecting it. I felt overwhelmed from the love I received that day and since, to be honest.
Very exciting signing, definitely, Evan Fournier and Vasiliki. Let's look at his, since I introduced you as the fantasy basketball, not football, expert. Let's look at his stats and his numbers next.
So Evan is getting better rhythm day by day, game by game. Sasa Bezekov is trying to feed him off. They're trying to be a very dynamic duo for Olympiacos. So I'm not sure he's the best choice to get right now, but down the road he will be super crucial to have on your team. There are other players who are more famous than Evan right now, but we'll talk about that a bit later on, I think. I don't want to do spoils, but I think Devin wanted to say something about Evan too.
Evan Fournier, for me, he's very interesting, mainly because he's feeling like a little unappreciated. Playing for different teams. We've seen him play really well, and we've also seen him, not play at all. And so now he's coming to the EuroLeague as a player who wants to kind of prove himself. And we all know you can play, but it's time to really show now what you can do. And so, I'll be having my eyes on him, but I'm going backwards and talking about some of the players that you named. These are really good players. Teddy Osmond was just playing in the NBA. I remember watching him for the Cavs, and he was good. And all of a sudden, he's over here, and it's time to show what you can do, because not all players can come to the EuroLeague and produce. It's not as easy as people think in America where I'm from. You can think about me as that dumb American who's trying to learn about the culture over here in the EuroLeague, right? And I've been seeing it time and time again. People come over here, and it's tough for them because of the physicality, because of a lot of different reasons. But it's time to show what you can do for a lot of these players, and I'm excited to see that.
So excited to, have your American point of view on this whole endeavor that we're doing here. And Devin, let's actually have a look at what you're doing, because this whole, clash of cultures, not only within Europe, but comparing it to overseas as well, will be super important for us tonight.
Basketball in America. Europe. How can this problem be fixed? Is it too late?
Not right now. Okay, so you definitely went viral, Devin, comparing the EuroLeague to the NBA. These are insane numbers. Why do you think this is, touching a nerve of your community?
Well, for everybody in the chat, I would actually like to know what you guys actually think about this. Like, why do you guys think that it's so different in America versus the EuroLeague? My thing is, what I took most from it, from the comments, it's money. It's the price of the ticket to come into the game, and you not have to pay that much, so you build the culture. Then other people say it's the amount of games that they play, which I don't believe in, because they're actually playing the same amount. Am I right about that?
Not exactly the same, because if a team on the NBA reaches the playoffs and they have 20 more games,
right,
they are topping the best EuroLeague teams. But if you count not only the EuroLeague games, because no team that is participating on the EuroLeague plays just in this league, they all have domestic league games that are super important, because there you can win titles. The EuroLeague title is not given. You can't start the season and say, we're going to win the EuroLeague title, but you can start your season and say, we want to win the domestic championship. So that's more important to the fans sometimes. So if you add all these games, there are over 80 games per season, which is pretty much like an NBA regular season.
But see, these are things that I'm learning as I'm being over here a little bit more often. But let's talk about players versus team. Players versus team. So like in America, we kind of keep up with the players, and anywhere where they go, we kind of support the team. But over here, when a player leaves, they're still sticking with their team. They're still sticking with their club. Now, when I'm talking to people over here in Greece, I'm talking to the locals, they're telling me it's about culture versus entertainment. Culture versus entertainment. It's in the DNA. It's in the blood to support the club, right? First, over in America, it's just about entertainment. It's about the halftime show. It's about somebody juggling and not about the basketball game. And I was actually talking to you about that.
Yeah.
What would you have to say about culture versus entertainment?
Yeah, I think like here, some teams are trying to promote also entertainment because they want for their fans to have a fun experience, to come a few hours prior to the game, to spend their money here, like get some soft drinks, eat something. But the main product they are selling, it's a basketball. It's a game. It's the fun. That's a fun experience here. You want people shouting to support their team. And you learn to do that from a very young age because you grow up like that. Your father will take you with him to some games, and it's on your DNA. You learn to support your team. And what you said about Person, it's the same. If a player leaves, like from Panathinaikos, he's gone. He's dead. We don't care about him. If he leaves from Olympiacos, the same. We support the club. We don't support players here.
Right. And to me, for me, that's better. Now, we can also jump into every game matters. Every game matters. Where each game that you play, you have to show your best because you need to win.
We have Mr. Green with us.
Here, welcome.
See, I love this. I love this right here.
About culture.
We need to get you. We need to get him on the show and talk about this because he's here every game. But anyway,
have a good night, my guy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So jumping back into the every game matters. It doesn't matter as much in America when you're starting early in the season and you got guys load managing. I hear that load management isn't much of a thing over here, is it?
It's a non-existent thing here. You can say, like, tonight I'm going to rest Sasha Vezenkov because we are playing in an easy opponent. You can never underestimate nobody. Never.
And then my last point is,
sure, go ahead.
In America, from my experience, the passion is divided. It's divided all over the place, and we're not passionate about one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas we have Lakers basketball, right? There's not Lakers baseball. There's not Lakers volleyball, right?
Yeah.
Over here, it trickles down into other sports,
Yeah.
which is great. So whereas I think that's a problem in America that we have, and it's hard to stick with one thing. So. But a lot of this is just what the locals were telling me.
Definitely. Guys, let me just, get the attention to the chat because we're so excited for you guys to be so active at home. And we're, just under half an hour away from tip-off. And first of all, I would like you guys at home to take part in our poll. Who will win, Panathinaikos or Olympiacos? Get on the poll now. We're already having way over 400 votes, which is incredible. But I also found quite the interesting question online here in the chat, which I would like to take back to you guys. We mentioned Evan Fournier earlier, and Red Matt Chris asked, will Fournier make the difference at Olympiacos? What do you guys think?
I didn't hear nothing you said because the crowd is getting wild here.
It's crazy, but we're talking about Evan Fournier.
Okay.
Will he be the difference for Olympiacos?
He can definitely be a difference maker for Olympiacos because he's a factor like the scout from Panathinaikos doesn't know that well because he wasn't in the club in the prior years and they don't know exactly how he's going to play. Sometimes he plays as a small forward, sometimes he plays as a shooting guard, so there's always a little bit of surprise there. Like, I can even hear myself right now.
Take a second and just listen. Take a second and just listen to the crowd.
It's insane.
Where do you find this at? You don't find this at a Clipper game, at a New York game. You don't find that type of stuff. This is what I searched the world for. I think that they are doing things right here in the EuroLeague, and I don't want anybody out there to believe that this is just this exact thing is everywhere because it's not.
That's not
But here at Panathinaikos, it is unbelievable the type of fan support that they get, and I'm just like proud to be here today just to see the passion that these fans show for their team. If you're Kendrick Nunn and a lot of these American players who unappreciated back in America, but they come here and they really get to show what they can do, it's got to be pretty cool to live like a king, And I'm really happy for Kendrick Nunn because I know what he can do. I saw him go from a championship player with Miami, and then he comes back to the Lakers, and he's unappreciated. But to see him, how they show love here, it's dope. It really is.
So, you know, if you should ever get the chance to be at Oaka, you would really feel what Devin said, because this is super special. And I would suggest that we show you a couple of, you know, pictures and a bit more background on the team's histories.
Welcome to Oaka, the home of the defending champions of EuroLeague, Panathinaikos actor. There is a reason why the Greek derby is very well known around the globe. Now let me tell you why everybody is canceling their plans tonight so they can watch this game. But I will do that while taking you behind the scenes so you can see where all the magic happens. Let's start by taking a look at Panathinaikos' locker room, shall we? Let's go. Follow me. Both teams are coming into this derby very confident, having won 2 games in the double round week. But before we do that, let me take you back in time. Panathinaikos and Olympiacos first met back in 1994 during the EuroLeague semifinals in Tel Aviv, which was their first showdown in European competitions. The Reds won 77-72. These 2 titans of basketball returned to the Final Four back in 1995 and squared off in the semifinals in Spain. Olympiacos prevailed again, defeating Panathinaikos 52-58. Moving forwards, Olympiacos swept Panathinaikos in the 1997 EuroLeague playoff best-of-3 series and went to win a EuroLeague title. 12 years later, they played each other in 2009 EuroLeague semi-final in Berlin. In a game that came down to a last shot, Panathinaikos edged Olympiacos 82-84. One of the most memorable performances when it comes to players was that of Tyrese Rice, who was able to score 41 points. Yes, you heard that right, 41 points when the Greens beat Olympiacos here in this court in Oaka back in December of 2019. So to sum it up, Olympiacos has won the last 6 EuroLeague meetings between the teams. Will the Reds remain undefeated, or will the defending champs break this cycle? I guess we'll find out in a little bit. And by the way, which player you think is going to make the difference tonight? Well, I have to go. It's game time.
All right, thank you so much to our colleague Dora Pantelli. Devin can't believe his own eyes, neither can I. It's impossible to either hear your own word or each other's, but we're still going to try to continue to, you know, go on with the show.
This is crazy.
Let us take a second. But you can hear, obviously, Olympiacos is coming on. And we actually want to speak about Kendrick Nunn, though. Let's start with Kendrick Nunn. Let's go.
So with Kendrick, I like Kendrick because he's been very vocal about him being the best player in the EuroLeague. And I love that type of confidence. It comes with a lot of confidence, right? And you have to be able to back it up. And he did that by winning the championship, right?
Yeah.
And so tonight he's kind of got to get out and get going right out the gate, especially with the whole stadium behind him. But what do you think about his matchup today?
So Kendrick was definitely an X factor for Panathinaikos last year. Many people say that if he hasn't been brought to the team, maybe Panathinaikos wouldn't have this type of success they had. And to me, it was a big success for Panathinaikos that they managed to keep him for another year, because his goal in the back of his mind when he got here is to go back to the NBA, prove that I am still capable, I can still play ball and go back to the NBA. But he loved it here. How can you not love it when you have 20,000 people screaming your name day in and day out, cheering for you? When he got out for his warm-up, he was doing like that to the crowd, like, give me more, I want it, I feed from this energy. And yeah, he's super confident. He says, I'm the best player, I'm the best offensive player in this league right now. And he proves it. Like, he is the first player ever in Panathinaikos' rich history that has managed to score 25 points twice against Olympiacos on their court, which is amazing. This doesn't happen often, which is also another factor to see. Can he do it again tonight, or will Olympiacos' defense play a better game against him? If he gets hot in the beginning, it's really tough to stop him afterwards.
So much for Kendrick Nunn. Let's look on the other side next. Let's cover the Reds. Vasiliki, what you got for us on Shaq McKissick?
Shaq McKissick is like, I would say, an energy shifter. He gets into the court and he brings so much energy, you don't know what he's going to do. Because this summer he worked a lot on his threes, so he's added that to his game. And he says, now I like to shoot threes more than I like to go inside and dunk. I know that this gets people really excited when I go all in and have this first really quick step and go all in and dunk the ball. But he likes to shoot threes now, and he's been really decisive for Olympiacos at this first part of the season. Unlike last year where he was injured and he wasn't really in a good shape when he came up for the preparation. So he's been
all summer to work out.
Yeah, he's been really super important for Olympiacos, and he always delivers against Panathinaikos. He fits from this rivalry.
Let's see what he has got for us on the court tonight. And our colleague Dora Panteli caught up with Shaq McKissick earlier.
So we know you like to dunk a lot. We've seen all your dunks this year and last year. So do you think it's going to be easy to dunk tonight in here?
I'm not. I haven't really thought about it. You know, they got some good shot blockers over there. So if I do go to the rim, I'm going to have to make it as violent as possible. So hopefully I can at least get free throws.
If you choose one dunk to perform, where would that be in the derby?
Hopefully in the fourth quarter, like we're up by 20, and you know, but no, it's gonna be a high energy match tonight. So I don't know where it'll come, but it'll come.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna give like the two to you. All right, thank you so much, Dora. Always excited about your interviews, Dorda. And next, obviously, we want to look at the big guys. Let's have a look at Matthias Lesor and Sasha Vezenkov. Vasiliki.
Okay, I will start with Olympiacos side this time. Sasha Vezenkov was the MVP of the 2023 season, and he moved to the NBA for a year to pursue this dream. It didn't go as he planned, so he came back to where he knows he is loved and he's appreciated. People were ecstatic about him coming back to Piraeus, and he's been delivering every game so far. He's first player in PIR right now in the league. He is a candidate to win another MVP, and if he does it, maybe Olympiacos can finally win a trophy this year. He's super important for Olympiacos system. He doesn't even need to dribble to score 20 points per game, and you know you can trust him when the ball is hot. That's what lacked Olympiacos last year, someone to get the ball when things got rough. And Sasha can provide that for Olympiacos for sure.
And actually, Dora also spoke to Sasha pre-game, so let's hear what he said.
Is there a comparison playing in an NBA court than playing it for EuroLeague in that atmosphere here in Oaxaca or Seth?
I think like nothing close here. The people are passionate. They're screaming for 40 minutes. They give everything. They love the team in different way. In NBA, it's more of a show. It's two different things. But I think if you play in those kind of atmospheres, then you just prefer it. You just love it, and I think it's way better.
Were people asking you back when you were in the NBA about the atmosphere here? Was it hard to explain if they cannot live through it?
Yeah, it's really hard to explain just by a video, you know. But they're amazed. They see how, as I said, people give everything for their team. Like here, like in Serbia, in Turkey, especially in the Balkan countries, in Žalgiris, like in Lithuania. So it's totally different. You have to live it, to go through it, so to explain it.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks again to Dorda. Devin, you had something to say about Sasha.
The thing with Sasha, I'm going to give you my perspective of things. When I saw him in his clips and I was watching some games in the EuroLeague, I couldn't believe that he was going to the Kings. But sometimes it's about fit. It's where you belong. And in my opinion, I don't think that they utilize him correctly, because here we're talking about a EuroLeague MVP. And in 1 year or two, or whatever it was, he's already back. And I'm excited to see him get back to shape, get back to form, because I know what he can do. And I love watching him play. So I wish it would have worked a little bit better. I wish they would have realized what they had. But it is what it is, and he does his thing over here, so I can't wait to see it.
I hope the background noise doesn't get too much on our microphones, because Panathinaikos people are cursing a bit as Coach Bertogos entered the floor, but let's go to Matthias Leshore also. He was the best center in the league last year. He's on an expiring contract with Panathinaikos, so the Greens will need to do something really quick before the season ends to keep him here at OAKA, because even from last year after the Olympics and the great tournament he had with Team Friends, New York Knicks were after him, but he had no NBA out in his contract. So that's super important. Matthias is someone that you know what he can give you on the floor every single night. He doesn't go below average, never. His only weak spot is free throws sometimes, but he can do everything else at the highest level, so you can omit that. He's currently, him and Tavares, I'd say, are the best centers in the league. Maybe sometimes Matthias is above him. So yeah, it's super important for Panathinaikos game to have such a strong guy playing over 30 minutes every night, which is a bit of a load to deliver every night, because last year Panathinaikos didn't have a backup center that it was on the same caliber. This year they did a little better job, so that will make Matthias' game a little bit easier.
We also talked to him pre-game, and I'm very excited to hear what he had to say about tonight's matchup.
So I see you have your headphones on, your phone, everything is ready. Are you jamming before the game?
Yeah, I always listen to some music before the game, trying to get me hyped, trying to get my mind right, be focused, and be ready to go.
So what's your favorite song?
I've been mixing a lot, but usually I finish with one of my homeboys. His name's Surix from Martinique, so you can tune in.
Okay, can I listen to it? Can I?
That's the last one.
Okay. How many rebounds can you grab listening to this? How many dunks can you do?
I go hard when I listen to my voice.
Okay.
That's from Martinique, so y'all can tune in, see how it goes. I'm waiting for it.
Good, huh?
Get groove to it.
Yeah, it has groove on it. Good. Okay, I feel like I can make some buckets today too. Thank you, Matthias.
Okay, they're having fun over there on his phone for sure. Looks good. But guys, let's, speak one more time about the atmosphere in here. We're slowly but surely moving closer to tip-off. And I don't know if you guys knew, but this was on my bucket list. I'm German. I'm usually super unimpressed about most things and unexcited. But, the Greek derby at OAKA has always been one of my dreams. And it's everything and more that I've ever dreamed of. What's your conclusion after these first minutes in here, Devin, for you?
Well, just going into my experience, like my first time coming into the EuroLeague was, I think, Fenerbahce when it's the EuroLeague Final Four. Amazing. The environment was incredible. Then the next time I get to see Luka in the EuroLeague Final Four when he was the MVP. And now my last experience is this. It's unbelievable. I love it. And I don't want people to take these rivalries for granted, because this doesn't happen everywhere. The NBA, I think it's a lost art in terms of having those rivalries, those teams that just really don't like each other, because I think that it makes the sport. And so the fact that this many people showed up and they're ready to show out and really get to it and cheer for their team the whole night through, it makes it special. And tonight, it's going to be a special night for my first experience at a derby game. So I can't wait for it.
Yeah, as you said, we can never take this for granted. And even though these teams collide so often, it's already at the beginning of November, they have already played 2 times. This is the first matchup for this year, but fans are always so excited, so hyped up, always there to support their players, their teams, their coaches. And one thing we haven't mentioned so far is that coaches play a big part here. I don't know if that's the same case on the NBA, because sometimes we think like coaches don't do nothing on the NBA. It's all about the players. But here, coaching strategy is really important. And also coaches are extremely loved by the fans. If you can stick to a club for many years and bring success, they're going to love you like you're a god, which is amazing.
All right, guys, and we only have a couple of more minutes left here live on air, and we got actually a really cool question from Pavlos from the community, and he asks, and I just need a quick answer from you guys. Who's going to be MVP tonight, and who's going to win?
I'm gonna go with Kendrick Nunn. He's gonna show up and prove that he's always on a mission to prove he's the best player in the EuroLeague. He's gonna show up and show out. I got him as the MVP today, but I want to know what you guys think too.
No predictions for me. If it was up to my hands, this would be the first game in the basketball history that will end in a draw. Like this never happens, but no predictions for me because people are gonna get mad.
Boo.
No, sorry, Devin. This is how it is in Greece. You can never say it out loud.
That's fair. Well, I'm not from here,
guys.
and I'm not from here. I'm gonna go. With Panathinaikos.
3, 2, 1. All right. So we got your predictions, and we really want to hear yours in the chat as well. Take part in the poll, and guys, now you can either turn into your local broadcaster or watch the game on ELTV. Thank you for bearing with us. We'll see each other post-game for another analysis. We loved having you. Thank you so much, and obviously thank you to you, Devin, and thank you to Vasiliki. Enjoy the game, guys.
Let's go.
You're either red or green. The putback from Gift. Your Piraeus or Athens.
It'll be crazy. One of the craziest games we'll play all season.
It is no quarter asked, no quarter given.
It's wild. Like, you can't describe it to people. You have to live it. You have to feel it. You have to exceed it.
In the derby of the eternal enemies.
welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the game at home. We did have, obviously, an eye on the chat, and you guys were raging out there. Well, I do have not only Devin with me now, but also Alain Digbeu. Welcome to the desk, Alain. Let's dig right in, guys. Maybe with the new guest first, with the new face. Alain, what kind of a game was that? Before we, press record here, you said this was predictable. How so?
Well, I think that Olympiacos has this particular thing of playing basketball the right way. They know exactly how to spread the floor, and they know exactly how to play without the ball, like players like Vezenkov. We all know that. But I think that tonight, Fournier provided an extra effort in that area, precisely, because we all know his capacity to make shots and to get hot, and to score quick. But tonight he made a huge effort in creating for others, moving without the ball, being aggressive, putting the ball on the floor. And these are things that, I'm not going to say he forgot, but when he was in the NBA, it was definitely not playing like that. I remember Fournier when he was in France, when he was in Poitiers back in the days. So he kind of played like that. So I'm waiting for him to confirm that, in case it's coming.
Devin, you turned to me and you're like, Fournier, fourth quarter. I'm like, okay.
For sure, 100%. I think it was nice just to see him get back to himself, right?
Absolutely.
He separated the game late in the game in the fourth quarter when they needed somebody to get them a bucket. Watching Olympiacos was like watching a clockwork. Everything just falls into place the right way to space, and like you talked about, Vezenkov, you hear about him not taking a dribble, but it's another thing to see it. For me, it was crazy because it was just like he impacted the game so much. But for me, the X factor was Milutinov. He was excellent because he gave them so many extra possessions in terms of offensive rebounds, dunking around the basket, shot a high percentage, and obviously whoever gets the most possession normally wins. Most shot attempts at the basket. So for me, he was the X factor.
I agree with you, and normally, for guys that are missing the first 4 or 5 games, you're expecting them to take a lot more time, to come back on track. But he's being amazing since the game against Barcelona, where he grabbed 6 offensive rebounds, and I think he did the same thing tonight with 6 again. So, like you said, his contribution was super important for Olympiacos. But there's another subject I wanted to bring on the table. Have you noticed how the bigs run the floor tonight and 100%. Get a lot of easy baskets? So basically it was getting the rebound and try to run as soon as possible, and to beat the defensive transition of Panathinaikos. And I think Olympiacos had a great game plan tonight.
I was seeing a lot of situations where smalls were guarding bigs because they were running the floor, which obviously results in an easy basket. But it was really just a pleasure to watch how they play, like you were saying, just moving the ball. And, I really think that late in the game it opened up Fournier. So there was a lot of good things on the side of Olympiacos. But let's take it to the other side, right? I was going with my MVP for a second, Kendrick Nunn. He actually played a pretty accurate game, shooting the ball pretty well. But somebody I was a little bit disappointed because I know he could play, Lorenzo Brown. Yeah. He didn't show up. He didn't show up as much as I really wanted him to do, and they needed him today.
And actually, yes, and actually they kind of they expect obviously a lot more from him, but it seems like he haven't found any time the rhythm he wanted to. And that's because Olympiacos didn't let him. Actually, there's a huge. It's not only the 94 points. It's the defense. Actually, it's the defense and how they were organized from the baseline and cutting the passing lane and double teaming. And I think it affected at some points the backcourt of Panathinaikos. Okay, Slukas, he knows how to deal with that. The experience speaks for itself. But indeed, Lorenzo Brown had not come tonight.
And one thing that I really paid attention to is how they guarded Lesor, because they fought him on the post all night. They brought doubles when they needed
Yeah.
to, and then they scrambled out of the situation so well. So it kind of threw off their game plan, because he's a for sure bucket down there. You know, especially how high he lifts off the ground. But a couple times I caught Nigel Williams Goss on him, and he's just pushing him out, getting him further away from the basket. But he was also another X factor, hitting some big shots.
Absolutely. Nigel Williams Goss, you know, he's quiet. You know, he's going to hurt you in a very quiet way.
100%.
But he gets to his shot. You know, he knows how to hit the paint and get his pull up. You know, and I think he read pretty well tonight. You know what he had to do, and that was the force of Olympiacos today. I think we found the key players very balanced. You know,
Absolutely.
and the role players that brought a lot of contribution as well.
We opened up a poll online to see what our audience thinks, and we had Sasha Vesenkov in there as well. He got 37% of the chat's vote. How did you guys see him? He did play quite the big role pre-game for us as well.
Hey, who are we talking about?
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about probably the first MVP candidates, and at least is in the race as usual. And his impact is just amazing. You know, it's he feels the game in a way, you know, that few players do. You know, and again, you know, we saw his magic with the shooting, with the moving, you know, with the reading, and he's just a different player.
I get a little irritated, man, and we talked about this before the game. The fact that he went over to the NBA. And he didn't really, I believe that he didn't get a chance to show what he could really do like I saw him do.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of teams that I believe that he could play for everywhere just doing what he did tonight, because he doesn't take away from anybody. He's only an addition to a team. So he was obviously incredible today, spaced the floor, did a lot of things that you don't see. And really, it was a quiet 20 that he had.
So we should definitely hear what he has to say, or what his take is on tonight's win. He's with our colleague Dora.
Congratulations on winning the first Greek derby for EuroLeague this season. And I'm sure you missed it since you've been in the NBA last year. You missed it, didn't you?
First of all, Captain's order, I have to say happy name day to his wife, Angeliki, if you're watching, then to my sister. And then, yeah, I missed it so much. It was unbelievable atmosphere. I think we played great from the first minute. We have some ups and downs, but I think we played physical. Panathinaikos is a really good team. Like to say, to limit them, it's a little bit difficult, but I think we played great in offense, 94 points, and we have to see what we have to improve, and we keep going. EuroLeague is hard. Tuesday we have a game, so we forget it and we keep going.
It seems that you cannot run out of energy. You hit 20s when it comes to points, to performance index rating. Like, you do everything that your team needs, and I'm not talking about scoring. There are a lot of things you do that people cannot understand from the stats, but you're helping this team, and you do it efficiently and with consistency. How do you feel about that?
If you ask me, I'm not satisfied about my performance today. I can do great, but the team won. Like, I can do more things well, but my team wins, so that was the most important thing. I'm trying to give my best, to be prepared. EuroLeague is hard, as I said, so we have to be for 40 minutes concentrated, and everything is coming from the hard work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another statement on Vesenkov? All right, guys. So that was Sasha Vesenkov. What else stuck out about him for you tonight?
He's just, like I said, I can't marvel enough about just the way that he doesn't really dribble. And it's one thing to just hear about it, but it's another thing, because I didn't get a chance to see him when he won the MVP during his MVP year.
Oh, you didn't?
So actually, no, I didn't get a chance to see him other than highlights. But it's another, you can't just watch highlights. You got to learn to appreciate it by watching the actual game. So I love how accurate he was, and it was a PIR of 4, which I thought it would have been higher, but he was amazing today. Make no mistake about it.
Hey, Devin, we were talking about it together.
Oh yeah.
Right before the Barzokas comments, we forgot to mention Woke Up. I mean, it's amazing.
Ahead.
He played 24 minutes, 0 points, 11
Really
assists.
strong PIR.
11 assists. I mean, that's all we need to talk about.
Well, fair,
11 assists and 2 turnovers. He's been acting like freaking John Stockton on the court. I mean, it's amazing. He's under control all the time, but I'm not going to talk about only the assist. I'm going to talk about his energy on the defensive end. I mean, it's amazing the first quarter how he neutralized none. You know, there are many plays where Nani is absolutely not touching the ball, and this is because of walk-up. You know, so I mean, he's a key piece of this team. You know, there's no doubt about it. But having an impact in the game without scoring, this is amazing. In today's game, it's amazing.
And you got to learn to appreciate things like that, especially when you have so many pieces on the team like Olympiacos does. They're excellent. I mean, he was excellent tonight, just moving the ball around and just making the right play. Right. And we kind of gloss over that, like making the right play too often. But, you know, it's not even all the time that it ends in an assist. Sometimes it's the hockey assist, and I wonder what it would look like if we added those up. But he was excellent today without scoring a point at all. And, you know, I always speak from an American standpoint. We always look at the points. We always look at the steals. We don't look at the defense and defense off the ball, things of that sort. And you're right. Kendrick Nunn didn't really get going till later, and, you know, that slow start can mess up the whole game like that.
Absolutely.
Guys, let's move on and talk about the boss of the win tonight, the leader, Coach Yorios Bartzokas. How did you guys rate or assess what he did to the win? How did he manage this squad?
It's pretty simple. He used everyone. You know, I mean, this is what he does. You know, using different lineups, using.
Let's interrupt you for just a second because, I mean, for him, we're definitely going to take a break. What's up? Good evening. This is your mic if you would like to. First of all, congratulations, Evan. What a win on the road.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it feels good to get one on the road. They kicked our ass last time we played them at home, so, you know, feels good. The team played well, so, you know, happy night.
These guys were really full of only good words for you. Maybe you want to go ahead, Devin, and talk a little bit about the guy that you know, picked out for fourth quarter for yourself.
We're trying to figure out who the MVP of the game is, and late in the game, I mean, it couldn't have been any more obvious at that point. What was going through your head as, like, you're getting wide open? You know, you probed the lane, got a shot in the corner wide open. What's going through your head in those moments?
Thank you. You know, I was trying to make plays happen during the fourth quarter, but early, just trying to really make myself like small, like, you know, trying to stay out the ball, let the guys, you know, gain confidence, make myself, you know, just available for catch and shoot plays, and then try to take over as the game went on, make big plays off the dribble. But, you know, just trying to read the game, trying to take what the defense gives me. They were really aggressive, and so that opened up some lane, and, you know, we got the opportunity to get into driving kick.
I have a question.
Yes.
Don't take it as a negative critic.
No.
It's a constructive critic.
For sure.
I was never used with seeing you moving so well without the ball.
Okay.
And tonight, you were absolutely amazing. We all know your quality as a shooter.
Yeah.
But does it mean that you have made the step and adapt to Olympiacos game with tonight's performance?
No offense, Anna, but it's been one of my strengths for years. I'm serious.
Moving without the ball?
Yeah, with the Magic, it was one of my biggest strengths for sure. I see what you're saying, playing back doors and stuff.
Bravo, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Playing back doors.
Talking for 55 minutes.
I have a fellow Frenchman, you know, I have to talk a little bit.
They're cursing you up there.
But it was more about catch and shoot, you're right. Like playing back doors and stuff is just me trying to play with the guys and reading
me.
You know,
Copying me?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it the Vezenkov effect?
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone is trying to play.
No, but seriously though, like Coach Bartzokas puts us in situations where there's always an option.
Right.
So when the defense cheats, you can always go backdoor, and so that opens up things, and that's it.
I mean, it was really nice, you know, to see you that relaxed, you know, that
appreciate it.
Involved, you know, in the game tonight.
Thank you very much.
Was impressive.
Thank you.
We were just about to, you know, move over and talk about Coach. How well did, you know, Coach have you guys together tonight in order to bring this one home?
You know, like to win these games, I'm old.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're hitting the old man the chair, huh?
Like everybody has to participate, everybody has to help, and everybody has to do his own part, and I'm glad we did it. What Evan said, Coach has made his style, his plays to be everybody to be dangerous in any situation. So it's a really important victory for us.
You guys are focusing on the stats right here. What are you seeing? What are you liking?
Like if you see the 20
rebounds from Milu, I thought the offensive rebounding was a big difference. Milu, you know, he's getting back into shape. but he's a phenomenal player. Once he gets back in shape, he gonna really help us.
He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. If I don't say the best, and the 28 assists. I mean, like, it's.
Yeah, you guys started pretty low this season in rebounding, but now since he's back, it's a different story.
For sure.
I got a question. So, I'm from America, so I'm speaking from that standpoint. I think that, you know, I kept up with you for a very long time now, and I think for certain teams you were undervalued. I didn't like some of the systems, and I'm not going to call them out, but like I didn't like some of the systems that you were playing under. How does it feel to be back out here playing with great ball movement, getting open shots, and not having to force a lot of them up? How does it feel like playing like that?
It's amazing. I love it. I mean, you know, that's a big reason why I wanted to, you know, come here, because I know how the team plays. I know. Well, I mean, I didn't know for sure, but, you know, I've heard rumors about Coach Basokas. I was asking Musfal, you know, a bunch of questions about style of play, et cetera, et cetera. And this is what I wanted to do. You know, my last situation in the league wasn't that great. And it's just not what I wanted for myself. So, you know, I decided to make the move, and I'm extremely happy. That's why, you know, guys are talking about pressure. To me, there's no pressure. I'm happy to be here, like, sincerely. So I'm just enjoying and hoping.
I had a question for you. Like, I've been seeing a few coaches play everybody. So can you talk about, like, you know, just the mindset of just playing pretty much everybody that you had to offer today?
You know, it's tough because we have 12 good players and like 3 more, like so total of 15 good players that everybody has the ability to play and help. So for the coach, it's really tough to share the time. But today, as you said, it was something good. Like what I said, everybody helped. And that's the coach, you know, like from one part, he has 15 good players that when injuries like will come, like he will be able to have more depth. But from the same time, everybody's a great player and everybody like can contribute in any given night. So it's really tough for the coach.
But how do you stay in rhythm? Like, you know, when you're not playing as much as you may want, but you get in and you're impactful.
That's why we're professionals.
Yes.
Like
it's tough.
It's tough. Everybody wants to play. I want to play like 40 minutes. I'm saying, and then if you play 40 minutes and you say I'm tired, you know, like us players are a little bit like we're nagging a little bit, but everybody wants to play and everybody can play, and that's the key. If we find this chemistry that we're working on, I think we'll be great.
Amazing.
I have 2 questions for you. How many dribbles you used tonight? And do you count? I mean, are you mad at yourself when you put the ball on the floor?
You know, like people can see that, and some like I had some comments, like some DMs, like, "Oh, you can't dribble, that's why you're not." It's my position, and like, you know, I let the guards.
I didn't say in that way.
You know, I know. But
I know you can.
It's the position, and like I let the guards do their part, and like I try to play. I have great passes in the team. Like with Moose, we have connection. Like Costas is good passer. The point guard, like you can see, Thomas has 11 assists. Evan knows how to play the game, and he knows when to pass the ball, and everybody. So I try to move on the specific like spots I like, and I see it's free. Sometimes I mess the spacing up. I know coach is a little bit mad, my teammates, but I'm trying to find the best, like what Evan said before, when they cheat the play to find the solution.
Are you guys, both of you are coming back from the NBA, like Evan said earlier, is this some kind of a new oxygen that you're breathing right now?
I was only 1 year, and the things didn't like work so good, but that's what I needed. I love to play the game, and that's why I came back. I could stay there and try my luck again and see how it's, but I wanted to play and contribute, to feel like important to a team with specific goals. So the correct word is I'm calm and happy.
Nice.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. Like, from me to both of you guys are actually like really fun for me to watch. It was almost weird watching you. You know, there was a time where you just turned around in the mid post and shot it without a dribble. There was a time I thought you were going to dribble, you bounced past it off a handoff. I'm just like, what's going on? Then I look up, it's 20 points on the board. Same thing with you. You're just moving around like crazy, and you guys could shoot. So when you're shooting
plus we have the
wide open,
moment.
who can't?
Your 3 and 4th quarter.
Who can't use a shooter that knocks down shots wide open? So I'm gonna just say it. There's a spot out there for everybody, but I'm happy that you guys have found a place.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and about that 3-pointer in quarter 4, which turned out to be the magic moment, how did you see that one? Does he know how to shoot?
Man, he scored. I passed him bounce pass because
Yeah, that was terrible, bro. What
the first time he scored, it was a 2-pointer, and I got the ball, both of them were coming at me. So I said I have to pass him the ball. I don't know where is it. So I just bounced it so bad.
That was a long two, actually.
Yeah, that was and he caught it. And then the third one, he knew that he would go deep. And I tried to relocate, and then he just make a spin, and he was by himself, and I was like, he will make it. And then he scored crucial basket in the fourth, but that's why he is. So good player, 12 years in the NBA, clutch player,
But it's amazing the connection in such a short period of time that you have created. The bond that you were talking about with Milo and the other players is just amazing how you guys found each other, in a very easy way and a very simple way. Actually, it's not about being easy. It's about, it's very simple. It's very obvious.
I think you got to give credit to coach, to be honest.
That was my next point. I think the philosophy and the kind of game that he likes to see on the court. That affects any player and any kind of player. It's amazing the way you play. Congratulations again.
My last thought on this, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm here because I'm kind of like a basketball ambassador, whatever. I try to push, just show the world what's going on, especially over here. And there's a question for you guys: how could I get this environment and put it in the NBA, or is it possible?
There's no way.
We had a handshake.
I gotta hear it.
We got a no from Zasha.
Not a chance, huh?
No, it's different. Go ahead.
It's no chance. You can see videos from from this arena, our arena in Serbia. In Serbia they have great atmosphere, but if you don't play it, if you don't feel it, you can't express it. You can't say it to the other. I had the teammates asking me how is it, but it's totally different. From what I realize, and Evan has more experience. In NBA, it's like an event. The game is like an event. People are going there, watching. They like what they see. But here, the fans are living for the team. This is their passion. They talk for this the whole life. They go with their friends and
you see it.
That's their life. I don't know if it's good or bad, and where is the the border and the limits, because some bad things happen all over the years. But the passion they have, it's unbelievable. So I think you have to live it and face it first.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It was great having you. Congratulations again. Have a good one.
Good luck, bro.
Thank you, Ivan. Thanks for stopping by. And now, guys, we definitely want to hear their boss again. Let's hear Bartzokas with Dora.
Congratulations on winning this first Greek derby for EuroLeague for this year. What do you think made the difference in the end? We talk about it. What made the difference for the halftime? What made the difference in those last minutes that Panathinaikos was trying to come back?
First of all, I would like to tell that it was an amazing game, a fantastic game. Great quality from two very good teams. This is the highest level of EuroLeague basketball, so it's something that whoever watch it, I think it was really happy watching this great team. So, our offense, our execution offense was great. I had a lot of assists. We had a lot of ball movement away from the ball, and we found all the options that Panathinaikos gave us. But on defense, we have a lot of things to improve. Panathinaikos, of course, is a great, talented player, and they make some big shots, especially with Hernan Gomez and Nan. But for us it was important that we keep on playing our basketball in offense. We control the game, and at the end we took the right decisions.
Coach, as you correctly said, that you had a lot of looks in offense and in defense. You didn't. You had 8 steals that made you balance a little bit the possessions, and you out-rebounded Panathinaikos. But I want to mention one thing that it looks to be improved every week. There are a lot of people that's stepping up their game, and they're helping you with the rotation, especially in offense. You have a lot of people that they will, show up in every game doing different things. How do you feel about that? You have a multi-dimensional offense.
I'm feeling great. We have a lot of weapons in our team. We have 15 players, 16. I don't know how many that they are able to help us in any game, in any moment of the game. They can create games. So we just need the rotation and everybody to be calm. That he will have his time.
As you said, and also Coach Ataman gave congratulations to you for the win, and that you deserve to win tonight. Everybody before that game said that this is a preview of the Final Four final. Do you agree with that?
No. I respect all the teams. There are 18 teams. I'm watching the EuroLeague games. Every team is giving everything. The teams that you didn't expect, like Paris, like Žalgiris, like Bayern. They are great teams. I cannot tell something so early in the season.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay. All right, so Coach Bartzoka says this could not be a preview for the Final Four. What do you guys think about that? I was pretty entertained.
Well, I'm glad you was entertained because it was a good game indeed. But, you know, the season is still young, you know, so there's no reason to make any, how can I say, like extra comments. You know, it's a win. Yes, it's a tough loss for Panathinaikos on his home court. But, you know, there's so much going on in the league, and there will be so many games, you know, and this season, as you see, Bayern Munich is coming hard. Paris is making a surprise. Žalgiris is the leader. Real Madrid is in the depth of the EuroLeague. You know, so something is going to happen. You know, at some point. But it's too early to say anything right now. At least in my opinion.
Fair. But you said, you know, tough loss for Panathinaikos at home, Devin, and still they were a great sport. This was, you know, we were looking at each other quarter one. I was like, I didn't know where to look. This was overwhelming for me. This was an incredible night regardless, wasn't it?
For me, it was great. What I wanted to get out of tonight is just to see how intense the crowd can get and how it energizes the team. And, you know, you got to give credit to Olympiacos. They came in and just did what they were supposed to do. Like, they were locked in. Everybody came in and just gave great minutes. And it was, for me, it was fun to watch. Both teams had a lot of good stuff going on. And I think that Panathinaikos, they fought back and did, you know, had a spirited effort. But at the end of the day, they just weren't able to close it out. And, you know, I can point a lot of different things, but basketball is wins and losses. And it has nothing to do with the end of the road when you win that championship. As of right now, you're building chemistry, and that's all you can ask for. So, you know, you learn from it and get back on your horse.
Yep.
Amazing, guys, and that's the perfect way to end this incredible night. Thank you so much, Devin, for making, you know, all the way here from LA. Thank you so much, Alain, for making, you know, the way from the commentary box.
Thank you for having me.
It was so great having you. Thank you to everyone who bared with us, who commented, who, you know, took or participated in the poll. We had the best time, and guys, you should mark your calendars because the next pregame show on YouTube is scheduled for November 29th. El Clásico, FC Barcelona against Real Madrid, will be another one to watch for sure. So again, thank you so much. We had the best time with you. Take care now and good night.